This is KGW News at Sunrise.
How would you describe your leadership style, Ms. Kotek?
Inclusive.
Ms. Johnson?
Leadership is taking other people places you might not want to go.
Ms. Drazen?
Collaborative and respectful.
Candidates for Oregon governor in their very last debate before November's election. Their thoughts on Oregon's most important issues.
And heavy fog caused multiple crashes on I-5 yesterday, leaving 2 people dead. What we know so far about those wrecks, and if that intense fog we saw is coming back this morning.
Good Thursday morning. Thank you for watching at 5 o'clock. Rod has more on the fog, but you actually passed that wreck when you were coming back from vacation.
Yeah, drove, that was about 20 miles south of Albany, so as we stated, between Eugene and Albany. And I will tell you, it's hard to describe what I saw. I mean, we heard the counts as high as, 64 vehicles?
Absolutely,
one of the counts I heard?
Yeah. It's probably the worst in state history. I don't remember that at all.
Just semi-cabs that were embedded in the trailer of the semi ahead of them. I mean, the entire cab just in the other truck. It was, yeah.
Wow.
We do have fog out there this morning. Now, thankfully here in the valley, take a look at the visibility map. It's not being reported generally as that bad around Portland, Hillsborough, Scappoose, or Troutdale, but you'll see some reduced visibility. We do have a fog advisory up until 10 and 11 o'clock this morning, depending on location at the coast, and there are dense fog pockets of mist being reported there. Here in the city, you can actually see the moon up top, so that tells you the fog isn't too bad. We're at 50 degrees outside right now. The bus stop, about 50 out the door. We still have air quality alerts in play for unhealthy air still this morning, 61 hazy at noon, but there will be improving air quality today. You'll notice the wildfire haze starting to thin out during the afternoon, about 70 degrees when the kids get out of school, and that's your forecast.
Rob, thank you. Well, the countdown is on, and the election is less than 3 weeks away now. The candidates for Oregon governor got one last chance to face each other last night and make their best case to Oregon voters.
Yeah, our Catherine Cook takes us through a few of the big questions, answers, and moments.
Outside our news studios, everyone knew what night it was, the debate for Oregon's governor. When the candidates arrived, KGW and our partners at the Oregonian were ready. The first question of the night: would they support Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's plan to ban unsanctioned camping and instead ask the county to set up 3 massive sanctioned camps? And how would they help people get off the streets? Tina Kotek.
I think it is important to make it easier for outreach teams and folks who are providing services to connect with people who are camping outside. And I think this will facilitate. But it has to be done right. It has to be done effectively. And honestly, as governor, I'm going to make sure it does happen. Holding the mayor and the city accountable to getting people off the streets, connecting people with services.
Christine Drazen.
You have to know who they are. And right now, when we look at engagement with our homeless populations in Oregon, we know that the response is almost entirely housing first. That the challenges and the problems of the people living on our street, that they're not approaching it like it's a case management challenge. That we're moving people beyond being houseless and unsheltered into supportive housing, into services, and then on to stability and the dignity of work.
Betsy Johnson.
I think that has been the hallmark of dealing with the homeless problem, that we can't seem to agree on the methodology. Everybody thinks their way is the correct way, housing first or deal with the underlying problems. I think that it is imperative that we have metrics to measure our success so that we're not just taking people and moving them from one smaller encampment.
KGW asked candidates if they thought we needed more police officers, and if so, how to fill vacancies. Tina Kotek answered first.
When people call 911, they need to feel safe and have the right response at the right time. And we do need more officers. And one of the things the state can do is increase the number of classes and trainings that are available so local law enforcement can get new hires through that training in a more efficient manner.
The other candidates answered the question in part by first addressing Kotek.
Tina Kotek is the original defund the police candidate. She did not support police even when rioters were attacking a police station. It's stunning to me that she would talk now like she supports law enforcement. I will support law enforcement.
Ms. Johnson.
I will join Ms. Drazen in saying I'm surprised by Tina's answer, because we've got to start by respecting our police. That doesn't mean walking with the rioters or excoriating the police when the riots were happening.
Asked if they supported spending Oregon taxpayer money to help people from outside the state access abortions, Drazen said no.
Abortion is legal in Oregon, and as governor, it will remain so. And people from other states would be able to come into Oregon to receive abortion services. But I do not believe that that's the proper use of taxpayer dollars.
Johnson said no.
Contributions are up for Planned Parenthood offices throughout the country, and I would not use taxpayer money to pay for out-of-state abortions, but rely on Planned Parenthood's past practice of helping financially.
Kotek said yes.
This is a moment for leadership and making sure that people have the care they need. And that might mean using Oregon taxpayer money to help those individuals have the care they need. And I support that because that is the world we live in right now.
During the debate, there were some fireworks.
Are you a spoiler right now? Have you ever considered dropping out and throwing your support to one of the other candidates?
I absolutely have not considered dropping out, and the spoiler in this race is Tina. Tina has spoiled a state I love. She spoiled the party that I used to belong to with these outrageously progressive policies.
I love this state just as much as she does. We don't need to take a hard right turn to put our state back on track.
This, to me, is the issue. I am in this race because Oregon is on the wrong track, because single party control, because one version of a Democrat compared to another version of a Democrat is not balanced.
The candidates clashed on how they answered a lot of questions, but not this one.
Should Merritt Paulson sell the Portland Thorns and Timbers? Ms. Drazen.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Kotek.
Yes.
And if you missed last night's debate, no worries. We have posted it on KGW.com and on our YouTube channel. You can also stream it on KGW Plus and on Roku or Fire TV's app.
And Oregon voters, expect to see your ballots arriving in the mail soon because they were sent out yesterday. If you are registered to vote and do not receive one by October 27th, you got to contact your county elections office. Ballots must be dropped off by 8 p.m. on Election Day, November 8th, or postmarked by November 8th.
Other headlines we're tracking this morning. Crews are making some good progress fighting the Nakia Creek fire northeast of Camas. Cooler temperatures and higher humidity get the credit. The fire has burned just over 1,800 acres and is 23% contained. Still, about 1,500 people remain under orders to get set to evacuate or go now. A traffic alert for anyone heading to the Portland airport this weekend. The MAX Red Line won't run Saturday or Sunday. You can ride the blue and green lines to the Gateway Transit Center, then shuttle buses will take you out to PDX. Now, if you're coming in the other way from Beaverton to the west, the blue line will run more frequently to replace that red line service. So you can understand there are lots of changes here. Make sure you plan ahead. And I-5 South near Eugene is back open this morning after this deadly chain reaction crash. It happened yesterday morning and involved 45 cars and up to 20 semi-trucks. One person was killed. Then a few hours later, another person died in a crash on I-5 South near Albany. Investigators say heavy fog, poor visibility to blame for both of those wrecks and others later in the day. And those are some of your Thursday headlines.
Okay, yeah, that fog was not great news. A lot of people talking about it. You saw that wreck. What are we expecting today in terms of fog?
So we do have a fog advisory for the coast this morning, and some of those visibilities will be near zero at times early with some mist or drizzle. Generally here in the valley, including the South Willamette Valley, it's not as thick right now as it was 24 hours ago, so that's good news. The air quality, of course, is another huge talker, and we are under an air quality warning from Seattle down through Eugene, but the good news is relief is coming starting this afternoon. So here's a look at where we stand currently, and this has basically not changed much since yesterday. Y'all see all the purple dots, including over downtown Portland and Multnomah County? That is just flat out considered to be very unhealthy air for all age and health groups of people. So we need some improvement, and improvement will be coming thanks to an increasing west wind flow. So this is our Futurecast smoke model, and the brighter colors are the individual plumes. You can see the heavier smoke coming into Clark County, for example. But as I play this through the day, notice how, here we go into the afternoon. See how all the colors erode, the west winds start to pick up. We have a weather system coming in tomorrow. We have several more fronts coming in into the mid part of next week. And it looks like during tomorrow, as the rains start to pick up and the winds continue to pick up aloft, basically we'll scour out just about all of that wildfire smoke nearly statewide in Oregon and Washington during the day tomorrow. So we're just about done. At least for the time being, with air quality issues once we get through today. All right, 50 degrees out there right now. We have some shallow fog pockets. Otherwise, you can see the crescent moon up top over the city. Here are the early morning numbers. Kind of typical for this time of the year. 43 out in the Dalles. 20s this morning now out in Baker City and Burns. You folks are clear. We have kind of a partly cloudy day expected on this Thursday here in town after fog. I want to jump to the rain. This is tomorrow morning at 9:30. First waves of rain hitting the coast. It's uncertain if we're going to see some rain here in the valley before noon tomorrow or not. Certainly, most of what we pick up will really get going, I would say, mid to late afternoon. This is 1:30. Now here comes going into the evening, 7:30. High school football, count on the possibility being good of seeing rain during your game. And then this goes into tomorrow night, some heavy rain pockets, and that continues to be scattered heavy showers through the day Saturday. Snow levels this weekend, yeah, snow levels, 4,000 feet. Could be accumulating snow at government camp. 70 today. Check this out. Could it be the final 70-degree day we see in a while? It looks so. So I think Sunday has the possibility of being dry, but really Friday, Saturday, all the way into Wednesday, we have rain coming, which we really need. That's your forecast.
Definitely need it. Thank you, Rod. Okay, coming up, Broadway is back at the Keller Auditorium. You'll hear from the cast of To Kill a Mockingbird, including from one local actor, or we'll also hear from one local actor who's glad to be closer to home.